Okay, today we're going to learn the halacha of if somebody has a need to finish the Tanis Esther earlier, how early you could finish Tanis Esther. Again, we're talking about only if there is a big need for it, as we're going to see now the details of it. So the Beis Yosef and Simon Tov Reish Tzadik Beis brings from the Trumas Hadeshen. It's like this: Kosav Trumas Hadeshen, Mishu Onus Ktsas, Shlo Yochel Elch B'Sa Knesses LeKriyas HaMegillah. He cannot go to shul to listen to Megillah. But tzorich lahamtin ad la'achar shekoru hakol. Then somebody have to come and read it for him afterwards. So it's too long for him. V'kosher olav leshav kol kach b'tainis. So it says yochol lishma kriyos miba'ed yoim. He could learn the Megillah before it's dark. La'achar tfilas arvis miplaga mincha v'elach. Dahainu shov v'reviyah kodem alayla. So as man comes out, so if let's say the night is 6 o'clock, so you could do it already 4:45. You could have a Ma'ariv, that's the earliest Plaga Mincha. After Plaga Mincha, then he could learn the Megillah, then he could eat. So comes out, he could eat before Tzesa Kachovim. That's what he brings on Trumas Hadeshen. Also, that's how we bring the Shulchan Aruch and in Tarzav Halacha Dalet, Mishu Onus Ktsas, V'en Echel Echel B'Sa Knesset, Tzorich Lamtin Ad Achar Shekor HaKol, V'kosher Olav Leisha B'Tainis Kol Kach, Yochel L'Shma Kriyosim V'Boidion, Plaga Mincha V'Lamayla. That's how I bring L'Halacha, the Shulchan Aruch. So again, we're talking about, as we're going to see, it's only B'Shas Tzorich Godel, not L'Chatchila. You cannot make a minyan L'Chatchila or yourself daven after Plaga Mincha and read the Megillah and eat before Tzesa Kachovim. Only Mishu Onus. Now the Ramo says, "Aval osur leechol kodem sheishma kriyas hamegillah afilu atainis kosher olav." It's from the same Trumas Hadeshen, meaning it's the heter is to daven earlier, to finish the learning of the Megillah early, and then eating after Mikra Megillah. But to eat before Megillah says that's the Ramo brings it's osur. Now the Mogen Avram says on it. What we're talking about over here, Isur Achila, he says it's Seuda, washing for a moitzi, eating full Seuda. But Te'imo, snacking a little bit, it says B'gabe Kriyashma v'chometz, meaning by B'dikas chometz. We also say you're not allowed to have a Seuda before B'dikas chometz, you're not allowed to have Seuda before you have Kriyat Shema. But it's over there, Te'imo Shore. He says, Kal v'chomer kantz. According to Mogen Avram, all this, what we says, you could daven when you're honest earlier, or according to the Ramah, you have to first say Mikra Megillah before eating. All this Achila Gemura. But if you want to do Lamashal in shul, they're on the regular time, and somebody before Mikra Megillah, after it's dark, he wants to break the fast with the snacking, not a suuda. He says it's kal v'chomer. If by Krishma it's mutter, it's the raisa, and b'digas chometz. If it's mutter, how much more? He says by Mikra Megillah te'ima muteres. V'oid the ikar kriyas Megillah bayoim. The whole idea why Chazal told us when you do the mitzvahs don't eat before. Shema yimoshech ba'achila. You might get carried away with eating, and you're going to forget to do the mitzvah. It says ikar Mikra Megillah is bayoim. He says Balayla also with it. It's not that he's not mezalzel in the Kriyosa Balayla. So it says l'choire that much is not chomur. The te'ima, according to the Mogen Avram, te'ima eating a little bit after the zman, after it says you before Mikra Megillah, if you want to have a little of te'ima, a little snacking, it's allowed to. V'nireli, says the Mogen Avram, the Mishumochi Shino Ramo Loshene Bekosav Osur le'echol. The loshon is le'echol. Yeah, mashma the te'ima shore. Again, it's according to the Mogen Avram, it is Medakim the Ramo, Achila, it means Seuda, but Te'ima, he didn't say Te'ima. Te'ima is mutter, so before, according to Mogen Avram, before Mikra Megillah, even you don't have to be an onus or somebody kosher lavatainis, v'choira mashma over here, if you want to have a little piece of cake before Mikra Megillah, after it says, after Ma'ariv, you're allowed to do that. Then he says, we call Mokim, and lahokil tzarech godel. Yeah, mitzad ikar adin you would be allowed to do it, but it says en lahokel el tzarech godel. If you could wait till after learning the Megillah, then have even the te'ima, it's also better to do that. Then he brings mashma b'maharil the afilu choyle lo yochal kodem kriosa elam kenesh bo sakona. The maharil goes further than that. Again, talking about achila now. Afilu choila, somebody is choila, unless it's sakona, don't eat before Mikra Megillah. So comes out according to this, if according to the Mechaber Al Koponim, they're all masking. You have to first ideally listen to the Megillah, but if you want to do earlier, daven earlier after Plaga Mincha, and learn the Megillah earlier, and then eat something, that's mashma, if it's b'mokim atzoyrech, you allowed to do that. Okay, so that's mainly original from Trumas Hadeshen, mitzad echad the kula, that you could daven early after Plag, and say the Megillah early, and then eat, and also the chumra of Trumas Hadeshen, that don't do it before Mikra Megillah, and all this ba'achila, te'imo, the Magen Avraham says, at Shore, before Mikra Megillah at night. However, he says only l'tzarech godel. If it's not tzarech godel, don't do that. Then, the Machzis HaShekel brings in the Pri Chodosh, Pri Chodosh kora togar al din zeh. He disagrees strongly, the Pri Chodosh, with the Shulchan Aruch. V'chen ma shekosu b'shuli lokel likras nu b'od yom. The Pri Chodosh is not masking to do this early minyan or daven earlier in order if you need to eat. Ve'elo Pri Chodosh, bebeis mekom is the zman davka b'tzeitz ha'kechovim v'akoyre kodem achen lo yotzo. So there's a few problems. Eating earlier and then reading the Megillah earlier. It brings the Pri Chodosh, since the Mikra Megillah is balayla, so reading after Plag, the Mikra Megillah lo yotza, b'chal lo yotza. So again, we see over here, you can't say it's machlokes Sfardim v'Ashkenazim, because the Pri Chodosh is a Sfardi and is very strongly against the Shulchan Aruch and it. So l'choyre mashma, it should not be done. The earlier Rabbi, he mentioned the Magen Avraham, then he says that there is an inyan that he a little bit choylek on the Magen Avraham. Normally te'ima, like we said before Kriyat Shema, before B'dikas Chometz, te'ima, snacking you're allowed to. He says over here it's more chomer. Why? Since you're fasting a whole day, people are going to tell you could have a little coffee, a cake. Mimele he says, it might bring you to eating because you are hungry. That's why we're more machmir over here, not even have te'ima. Okay? Then he said, Ochen b'maharil, gabetainis b'choyrim, shemisanin b'yom hei, k'shechal bezach b'shabos, mativ te'ima, kodem b'dikas chometz. So he brings a raya against himself. L'choyra mashma from the maharil, even b'yom tainis b'choyres mashma, that you're allowed to have te'ima over there. Anyway, so the conclusion of all this is like this. The Mishnah Berurah also says that l'chatchila we should not rely on this psak of the Shulchan Aruch, and he says that's the suggestion that the Mishnah Berurah brings over here. V'al ken tov yoser lahokel ish hazeh she'itam kodem kriyas ha-megillah. If it's night already and before kriyas ha-megillah, you want to do te'ima to Soymech al Magen Avraham, that's difficult for you, he says, you could do that. He says, that halacha the Shulchan Aruch says from the Trumas Hadeshen, you could after Plaga Mincha, you could daven might even read the Megillah. He says that's not to da Pri Chodosh kora tiger al kula zu. But the kodem tzesa kechovim and the yotze klal afilu di eved. V'chen mashma das agrob of Yuroi. Vafilu tima and lokel letzorech godol dainu chelet tzatz mishim sam das koshala. It's like this. Better, the Mishnah Berurah says, better to daven on time after tzes, not by Plaga Mincha. And he says, and after that, te'ima according to Magen Avraham, you allowed him. In the end, he says only b'tzorech godol. Otherwise, should not have anything before Mikra Megillah. Now, I want to say like this: why I brought this halacha? You could say why the whole discussion, the Olam Noek to wait till after Kriyas HaMegillah, they don't eat, they don't drink. So I'll tell you, it's easy to be machmir. However, there are places people need to have the school. Some nursing homes, they have time when they put them to sleep. They have to have time when they have to have their supper. Now we just change the time. Their supper is way earlier than says. And so, but to them, such a nursing home, or people that wherever they halushim, it's better for them to rely on the Shulchan Aruch, to daven Ma'ariv after Plaga Mincha, and to read the Megillah, and to eat. They have Yeshlam al Mashi Ismoichum, then to be machmir, and they should just go to sleep without anything. So that's why they say, at least they heard according to Shulchan Aruch, kedaihu the Beis Yosef lismachal b'shas adchak and Trumas Hadeshen. If there is a need for it, for people that they cannot wait that long, they should know this halacha. They could do the schedule for them. Again, we're talking about people that they cannot function like regular people. They should daven ma'ariv after Plaga Mincha, and then read the Megillah and eat something. And now I want to bring a little bit, few more rayas to this. So again, b'shas hatzorech you could rely on it. In Hilchas Shabbos, Resh Mem Tes, the Tur brings over there. V'aram kosav sheyochol le'echel miad achar atfila kodem shkias hachamo shehu meforesh misanehu mashlim ad achar tfila. Yeah. According to the Marami Rotme, the Tur brings, same thing on tinies you have on Friday. Let's say somebody has a personal tinies on Friday, which is the machlokes, it's appropriate or not. But if somebody has it, he says, if you daven early, Shabbos, you daven after Plaga Mincha, Ma'ariv, he said you could go home and Kiddush even though it's daylight, because that's mean mashlim. After I daven with the tzibur after Plag, he says, I'm mashlim. And then the Beis Yosef brings over there a bigger chiddush. He says the Beis Yosef, v'zelashon the kosav ram, that's the Marami Rod, da shlomas tainis berev Shabbos sage ad lachar tfilas arba shemiplag amincha va'elach, וכך כוסף הגויס בפרק על מלכס תיינס, שאפילו לדברי אומרים, שתורך להשלים, היינו שמסענה עד אחר קבול השבת ותיל השבת, היא מפלג המנחה ולמיילה. ואפילו אם עוד היום גודל, still you see daylight, מקרה שפיר השלומה. Yeah, the Rosh disagree with that. Because of Oida Mordechai, Pam Achas Ira Yud B'Teves Yom Vov, which is that's the only time it could fall on Friday. The Mordechai write on Yud Asora B'Teves Kshurotzo Ri Lelech LeBes HaKnesses To'am HaTavshil K'dei Shelo Yikodes LeShabbos Kshumu'una. Okay, there's a reason over there not to come Shabbos when you're fasting. So on Asora B'Teves, it's a very severe fast day. After Plaga Mincha, before he went to Shul, he had a Te'ima. That's what he says. So we see from here, I'm not saying La Halacha will machmer on all this, but there is a big tzoyra. Somebody is very weak. And if there is, like I said, a nursing home or anybody that they cannot wait, so less Yeshlam al Mashi Yismoch, the Marami Rotenberg, the Mordechai, the Ri, the Mechaber. There is one more place, the Mechaber clearly, by the way, he disagreed with the Pri Chodesh. What the svar of the Pri Chodesh was? That before the night, you cannot read the Megillah. You cannot do it, it's not night, you're not Yoitza. It's not Laila. So you see clearly the Mechaber, the Beis Yosef, in Siman Reish Samach Zayin, Hilchas Shabbos. He says like this, V'kakos ha-Meragim Hilchas Tefillah. V'yesh lispal Tfilas Arba shel Leila Shabbos, Be'erev Shabbos, Kodem Shtishka HaChamo, V'chen lispal Arba shel Motzei Shabbos, B'Shabbos, für Tfilas Arba ist Reshut en Medagdekim Bezmano, ובלבד שיקרא קרישנו בזמנו. וכוסף הגאון מהאריה ז"ל. וזה זה קבול הירא, שיוכל לקבל שבס, ולאכול מיד, Friday night, you can מקבל שבס and eat immediately, כך נראה בפסוקים שם פרק תוס השחר, ובראש פרק 4 פסוקים, שדווקא אכילס מצו, that's the punchline over here. The Shulchan Aruch disagrees with the Pri Chodesh. When we say you need a real night, achilas matzo mishetechas dikkash Pesach lePesach. By Korban Pesach, it says v'ochlos balayla hazeh. Laila have to be something. Matzah have to be balayla dafka. Only legal Pesach. Aval achilas Shabbos. Yeah, it's also something. Megillah it's midrabanan to read at night. Achilas Shabbos it's midrabanan also. So that's Shabbos. Aval achilas Shabbos. Nira sheyochel ochel afilu b'zeh azman. Not kan l'shon. Achilas Shabbos. Many people make it to do early Shabbos and eat suda, even though it's suda Shabbos shebalayla. But they eat it bayon. The Tastak and Machmer should eat kazais after tzeis. But many poskim say you could eat, even you didn't eat anything at night. You bench before dark even. You yoitze. Yeah. Kakos of Rabbeinu Yerucham. Yeah. Okay. So we see from here. All I want to say over here again. Lemaise anybody that is not so weak, you could wait to daven Ma'ariv after Tzeis, and he could wait till they finish the Megillah, then eat. That's what he should do, just in case some people have the need for it. Like I say, whether it's a nursing home, whether it's some people that they too much for them, then they could daven Ma'ariv after Plaga Mincha, and read the Megillah and eat. And also, the Bach also said the same conclusion, but he comes from a different place. He says, Adrabah, he says the Tainis Esther is more chomor than other Tanisim, according to the Bach. Yeah, and he says that's why he says they gave a heter to the Chalushim people, that women that or people weak, to daven early and to eat, because l'choire, if l'choire the regular Tainis, those people are potter b'chal from fasting. Mashma in this phase they should fast, but because they're weak, they let them do early minyan and eat. That's what he says. I'm going to read it inside from the. Yeah. The Zodas Sefer Orchos Chaim b'Shem Arayv. Likert a Megillah me'Odion. He brings Orchos Chaim from the Kedel LaHokel ala Chalushim v'Amubores shel Lisanes Yoser Midai. The Alma, the Afilu Chalushim v'Amubores chayavim Lisanes. According to him, it's more Chomor Tainis Esther. That's why they are fasting. But Tzad Sheni, we're giving them a heter to finish the Tainis early after Pelaga Mincha, Daven Ma'ariv, say Megillah and Eid. He says, "V'yesh lokel b'shvilam." Di'im lochen, di'im loyo, you have him lisana shelo kadin oisam dimisanim. V'lo lokel b'kriyim yodjam. Yeah, miu das shar aposkim yired en Tainis el chol esel et tikonas chachamim v'lav divrei kabbalah v'och yinogul. He talks about if they have to fast or not. But all I'm saying is there are plenty of teirim b'shas hatzoyrech. Whoever he needs, the Shulchan Aruch, the Orchos Chaim, the Raiva, the Bach. If somebody has a big need for it, that they cannot fast till we after that stays and after Kriyas Megillah, so they could do early daven early after Praga Mincha, and say the Megillah, and then they could eat only b'shas tzorech gadol.